One young man came over to the United States of America from Kazakhstan, a country of the Central Asia. His name is Ziyad. He is blind now. He cannot see anything and even colors. His eyesight was lost as he grew up. He is learning English as a second language in intensive English program of Indiana University at present. There are some things supporting his English learning: teacher's voice, textbooks written by Braille, and a personal computer makes letters a sound.
Okay, my name is Ziyad. I'm from Kazakhstan. My home city is Almaty. It's the biggest city in Kazakhstan. I was born with partial sight. I could see maybe 60–70% of normal vision I had before until my nine years old age. After that, my vision was getting worse and worse, and during 8 years, I've lost it totally. Yeah, I use many kinds of assistive technologies. To study, I use usually a screen reader application. It allows me to read, to access information in computer.
It will help you absorb new information on that topic. End text box. Fill out this questionnaire. After you read the text, look at your answers to see if you are at risk for heart disease. 5. Table questionnaire for heart disease.
So all the materials that I use in class, any handouts, all the books, have to be sent to the library where they have a center for adaptive technology. And they take the materials and translate them into Braille. And it takes a while. It depends on how long the material is. It depends if there's graphics or charts or things like that. It can take longer. They say on average it takes about a week to translate something, but that's usually for like a chapter of a text. They can usually do just like a sheet or two maybe in a couple of days.
A disability service coordinator in Indiana University, Dorothy Leonard, states assistant technologies for students with visual handicap.
Typically, the two ways of getting information to somebody who has very little usable vision is either Braille or what we refer to as formatted electronic text, where there is software programs, and there's a couple of different choices of that, but there's software programs that will read everything, text and everything else on the screen, icons and all of that. The reason I say formatted electronic text is because you can't just simply take something and scan it and do optical character recognition, because then you have this unstructured mass of words. And if you think about how those of us who have sight read, we skim, we find the beginning of a paragraph, we find headings, quickly, and we don't read a page typically from the very first word on it to the very last.
And also I use Braille transcript for reading.
Braille is a tactile write system used by blind people. The Braille characters are small rectangular blocks called cells that contain 6 tiny paper bombs called rice dots. These rice dots are important because they are the tactile test part that blind people need for reading.
Using these types of assistive technology takes me much more time, because reading, for example, in Braille, does not allow me to scan the reading. It takes me more time. Yeah.
After a long search in United States and other English-speaking countries for the university that can help him learn English, Ziad chose Indiana University.
The IU makes the the best uh, um, the best environment for disabled people. I think when I started to seek for to look for school to study English, I spent a lot of time to find the to find a university which can provide such types of assistive technologies. And at the end, I've decided to go to Indiana University.
We provide orientation and mobility training, and that's a specialized profession where folks are trained to work with people who are blind in how to get around. And it actually, I think of the term orientation and mobility. The mobility piece of it is just generally learning the skills you need to get around, how to use a cane effectively, how to remember what routes you're going, and just sort of the general strategy for how you get around when you're blind. And then orientation piece of it is when you're in a new environment, even if you have really good basic skills for getting around, it is very helpful to have somebody that knows how a blind person gets around.
The blind student Ziad feels difficulties when he takes IEP classes in English. Teachers are also challenging.
The biggest difference is having to prepare the materials ahead of time, and the other thing is I try to read everything out loud so that he can hear what's going on. Sometimes the program he uses doesn't work efficiently, and the other thing obviously is just having a blind student. The other students work with him a lot more to help him get to places. They help guide him to the other classrooms. So those are the three big differences, I think. Well, I think it's really great that Ziad can come to the IEP and study. I heard that he searched a bunch of different universities trying to find a university that would actually do this for him, translate all the materials, that has sort of this adaptive technology center, which is pretty cool. I think it's nice to have, the diversity, to be able to have students see other, students who have disabilities but who can function, who can participate in class. I think it's a really great thing. And Ziad's a great student, so it's nice to have him in my classroom.